My Paint the Kitchen Floor YouTube video hit over 100,000 views this morning, and I figure what better way to celebrate than packing up all my paint and heading over to a friend's house to paint some of her floors. So let's go. This is my friend Emily's Glam Room. And this is my friend Emily. Okay.
What do you want me to say?
Last weekend, we took her floors from this to this. In this video, I'm going to take you along as I walk her through the step-by-step process of painting the floors. It's really not that hard. It's just a slow and tedious process, as you'll see. I did have her prep by cleaning and getting paint supplies before I came over, so we're just going to jump right into painting. But if you're curious, I have a whole separate video on cleaning the floors if you want to see how I do that. I'll also put links in the description to all the cleaning and paint products that we use. As you just saw, we painted her floors a solid white with gray grout lines. Now keep in mind, when I did my bathroom floor, I started with 2 coats of white, and you can see just how much paint I still have left over. It really doesn't take a lot, and if you're taking notes, this pour right here is exactly how much we needed for the first full coat. Now let's get to painting. Okay, so I am going to go in first with the brush.
Okay.
And we're just going to go like a couple tiles at a time, and then you're going to roll between all my brushing.
Okay, that sounds easy enough.
It's really easy. It doesn't matter.
That little?
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
I'm nervous. Beautiful.
You can get more than that.
More?
Sure. There you go, and then just kind of roll it up here.
Okay, so even it out.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And you can get it all the way around it.
Got it.
Okay.
Now what?
Just paint, roll like in the blank space.
It's not even.
You can get more paint.
Oh, that was too much, wasn't it?
You can just roll it out, that's good. Just like that. The paint instructions say to keep a wet edge as you go, so I'd do the brushing for a few tiles and she'd follow behind me with a roller. Once we got the hang of it, we got through this part really quickly. Since I paint all the time, I didn't feel like I needed to tape the baseboards off, but if you're not as comfortable with painting, I'd recommend it. I did accidentally hit the baseboard in my bathroom in one spot, and although the paint looks white on the floor, it dried like gray on the trim. So don't think just because it's white, you don't have to be careful.
How perfect is this? Yay.
As you can see here, I used my brush to paint in the grout lines, and I've seen other people here on YouTube just roll through them with the roller, but I like to put the paint on in such a thin layer that the roller just doesn't cut it. So do what you want, but if you're a perfectionist like me, just use your brush for the grout lines too. Then Emily rolled the final tiles, and here is what the floor looked like after our first coat of white. I know it looks a little streaky, but don't worry, we're going to do a second coat. We just have to wait 6 hours. So, we got Chick-fil-A, We moved some pillows and other decor around in her house, played with the dogs, went to Hobby Lobby, and then finally, 6 hours later, we put our socks back on and got to the second coat. This time, Emily wanted to try the brush instead of the roller.
How'd I do?
Looking good. Should I get better than the roller?
Yes.
Okay. I'm impressed with your brushing skills.
Yeah?
I've seen you brush before.
What do you mean?
Remember when you did when you painted at Keith's office?
No?
You don't remember painting your office at Keith's?
No.
Really?
No. I painted there?
Yes.
Was it awful?
Yeah.
It was Free Taylor.
Yeah.
He's taught me.
Yes, I'm impressed. The next day, I went back over to tackle the grout lines. Originally, I was planning to tape off all the tiles, but after checking out Pinterest and some other YouTube videos, I decided to freehand it. I thought it would be smart to start behind the toilet just to test it out, but that's already an awkward spot to reach. You can see how slow going it was, so I moved in front of the shower just to get my groove. Okay, so I've decided to, instead of tape off the grout lines, I'm gonna hand do it with this little baby brush. So here we go. I think I'm kind of getting the hang of it. But we'll see how long this takes. I realized that I could cut in on that left edge of the tile really well as a right-hander, but hitting the other side wasn't so easy. And then I had the brilliant idea to go all the way through the bathroom and hit that one edge of the grout line and then turn around and hit the other edge going the opposite direction. I don't know if that makes any sense, but you can kind of see what my lines look like here mid-process. Emily was nervous to help with this part, so I had her do some touch-ups on the white along the edges because some of those areas needed a third coat. But after she watched me do the grout lines for a little bit, she decided to give it a try. Hey, Emily, how's it going?
I'm frustrated. I'm an instant gratification person, and this is way too slow paced. But it's gonna be beautiful. It's gonna be worth it.
Then her husband, Taylor, came in to take over for her. He took off his shoes he'd been wearing to work around the house in all day, took 3 steps into the bathroom, and all of a sudden, I could see these 3 black footprints on the floor. So we cleaned those up with a damp towel. He switched into some clean socks, and all that to say, just note that clean socks are actually a very important part of this process. Once we finished the grout lines, I left them with the top coat paint and let them do that on their own. And then 24 hours later, Emily sent me these after shots of the bathroom floor. Look how pretty they turned out. If you are thinking about painting your tile floors, wear clean socks, keep a vacuum nearby, and be patient because it's a process. Yes.
Woo! Oh.
If you enjoyed this video, I've got several other floor paint videos on my channel as well that you can check out for more inspiration. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.